I think in terms of the actual kind of facts on the ground, it doesn't change very much. Israel, like you said, has been occupying this territory for decades now, but the symbolic recognition by the U.S. kind of constitutes a turning point and just shows again how the extent to which the Trump administration is willing to set aside past U.S. kind of policy precedent in order to support Prime Minister Netanyahu in Israel.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is going to be really interesting as we move forward with the political season. When we're talking about political donations and political support, we're talking about AIPAC. There's been a move in recent months, I think, for a lot of Democrats, which we haven't seen before, to pull out of the AIPAC conference, to decide that that's not something that they're going to pursue. We haven't seen that in modern U.S. political history in the past. But I think what's interesting as well, of course, is, as you say, this seems to be something that Mr. Trump continues to do, certainly with the recognition of Jerusalem as the capital. But in terms of the feeling out here in the region, they've moved so close, the Saudis, for example, and the Trump administration. Does this really weigh on those relationships, do you think, or is this more political noise?
Yeah, I don't think it changes the Saudis' kind of fundamental views or approach to the Trump administration. I still think they're very happy, but it certainly makes it awkward for them. They kind of have to continue to, play to kind of public opinion in the region. And just like with the Jerusalem move, this makes it much more difficult for them to do that, particularly as they don't have anything concrete in order to deliver in terms of helping out the Palestinians.
Absolutely. Matt has a question in Singapore.
Yeah, I want to pick up on that issue surrounding public opinion, because we know that the Israeli Prime Minister, just before he boarded that plane to Washington, he spoke about the close relationship with the United States and with the US president, and said that there's never been a stronger relationship with a US president. What does that do for public opinion for not only Mr. Netanyahu at home when we've got an upcoming election, but also for dealing with other nations around the region as well?
I think it's certainly a boost for him at home during the election. I think he's to a large extent campaigning on his claim that he has kept Israel safe, that he's revived and strengthened the U.S. relationship after it kind of entered into a troubled period during the Obama administration. It also certainly in some ways gives him more leverage regionally. Everyone knows the extent to which the U.S. is behind Israel. But it also, again, makes it more awkward for the kind of Arab states that they're trying to partner with a bit more closely to come out and publicly deal with him, or to take other steps that might kind of fit into Israel's objectives on the Palestinian issue.
I want to build on that as well, because we've seen over the last several days an announcement coming out of the Pentagon that they're going to make a move toward strategic ports in Oman, for example. And that's something we hadn't seen before. Obviously, there's a huge U.S. presence, not just in certainly Qatar, but also in the Fifth Fleet with Bahrain and everything. But I think it's really interesting that they seem to be playing both sides of the story and potentially doing it quite well.
Well, I think the Omanis have always been a bit of an outlier, and you've seen that particularly in this era when there's more tensions within the GCC, with the U.S. taking a much more aggressive stance on Iran, Oman has been looking for ways to continue to pursue its more independent foreign policy and to kind of find ways to curry favor with the U.S. You saw that with Netanyahu's visit, I think, and now with this base deal. So I think I think you can set the Oman base deal to one side as kind of into the specifics of how Oman is dealing with a changing region. But certainly the U.S. is going to take advantage of any opportunity they have to expand a footprint.
I think that's so interesting.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.